Welcome. Let's try to solve another Leetcode problem. 2131, longest palindrome by concatenating two letter words. So the idea is that we are giving a word array. So inside it's going to be two letter word. So the letter can be equal or not equal. We are going to check if we can concatenate all of them, but we can also change the order to make the longest palindrome. So for this example, it's going to be 6, and this example, it's going to be 8. And in this example, it is only 2, because if we connect this one with this one, it's not a palindrome, so the longest is going to be 2. So how can we solve this idea? So my idea is that we're going to use a greedy idea. So if it can become palindrome, it might be two different cases. So one case is that if those two characters are equal. Yeah, so if it is equal, so for example, this is x and this is xx. So if there are even groups, so this is one group, xx, and this xx another group. So if there are even groups, this means it must become a palindrome. So if we have another even group, maybe y, y, and y, y. Yeah, definitely those four groups are gonna become a palindrome. Yeah, because we can put y, y here and another y, y here. Definitely we can do this. Yeah, but what about if there are three y groups? So if we have another one, so if we have three y and y, what's gonna happen? Yeah, it still works. We can put those y in between. So we're gonna have 5 groups. Yeah, but what if we have a z and z? So that is not possible. Yeah, so the longest is gonna be 5 groups. So the length is gonna be 10. Yeah, because for this z, and this y, we can only choose one of them, because the number for this group z is odd, and for the y it's also odd. Yeah, so this is the idea, and it's also the first step. So we're gonna check if all the characters are equal. Yeah, but what if it is not equal? So for example, it is xy. So for xy, we have to find yx. And we need to check how many xy. Maybe there are 2 groups of xy, and there are also 2 groups of yx. So if this is possible, so what's going to be the length? Yeah, so the length is going to be, we're going to check them together, xy, yx together, it's going to be 4. And we're going to check how many groups, so it's going to be 4 times 2, so it's going to be 8. Yeah. Actually, we're going to use a dictionary, or we can use a counter to check it. So while we are using a counter for the xy, we're going to check yx, and for the yx, we're going to check xy. It means the value is going to be doubled. So it's going to be 4 times 2 times 2, it's going to be 16. So finally, if the characters are not equal with each other, like xy and yx, for each of the group, if they are not equal, so the final answer is going to be divided by 2, because we counted it twice while we are using the counter. But if they are equal, like the first group, definitely we can use this idea to check. If they are if they are even, like there are 2 groups of xx, so we can directly calculate it and put it inside the result. Otherwise, if they are not equal, so we're going to check the second situation. Yeah, now let's just use a counter to solve the problem. So I'm going to prepare a counter, and let me prepare the result and the answer. It's going to be 0 and 0. So for the result, it's going to count how many groups of the word, of the 2-letter word, if they are equal. And the answer is what is the result? What is the result if they are not equal? Yeah. Now let me put the word inside the counter. So I'm gonna count it and put it inside. Yeah. Now what I'm gonna do? So I'm gonna check. So for kv inside consider the items. So I'm gonna check the if they are equal or not. Yeah. So if k0 equal to k1, so basically this means they are equal. Now I just need to check the value of v. So if we divide it by 2 equal to 0, it means it is even. So if it is even, I can put it inside my result. So the result would plus equal to 2 times v, because I just need to count how many of them. And each of them gonna have a less of 2. Yeah. But what if it is not? So the result would plus equal to v minus 1 times 2. Because if they are odd, I need to minus 1 and times 2, let it becomes even first. Yeah. But I also need to prepare a flag. Let me call it odd flag. Odd flag. Odd gonna be false. I just need to check for all the possible results if there is an odd. If there is odd, so I'm gonna put the odd flag as true. Yeah. So finally, I just need to check the odd. So if this odd becomes true, it means for the final result, I'm gonna plus equal to a 2. This means I have another, maybe a single double group, a double letters like this G and G. Yeah, so I need to put it inside my result. So this is the first case. So what about the second case? So I'm gonna use elif. So this means k0 not equal to k1. So I'm sorry, here is k1. Yeah, if they are not equal, and also k, the reverse of k. So for example, if k is AB, so the reverse of k gonna be BA. If A is LC and reverse of k gonna be CL. If it is also inside the counter, yeah. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put it inside the answer. So the answer gonna plus equal to, as a group like LC and CL, it's gonna be 4. Yeah. I'm gonna check how many groups. So I'm gonna use a minimum of V, and with the C counter with this K reverse. Yeah, so I'm gonna check the minimum of them times 4. So for example, the minimum of CL is 1, LC is 1, so the minimum are gonna be 1. 1 times 4 gonna be 4. Yeah, but I checked it twice. First of all, I'm gonna check LC, I found CL, and then I'm gonna check CL, I found LC. Yeah, so I checked it twice. So this means my final result gonna be the result plus answer divided by 2. So this is gonna be the final result. I think everything should be quite clear. Definitely, this is a great idea to solve the problem. Yeah. So let me just submit it to check if it works. Yeah, as you can see, it works and it's pretty fast. Yeah. So the idea is that we're gonna separate the problem. So if the two characters are equal, so we're gonna separate and check them. And if they're not equal, so for example, we have yt and we need to find how many ty. And if we find a ty, we need to check how many yt. Because of this kind of counting, it is doubled, so we must divide it by 2 to get the final answer. I think that's for it, and the time complexity is gonna be O(n). N is the length of the word. Thank you for watching. See you next time.